Good morning, AJ Simmons here. Thank you for waking up with me again, and I want to tell you this. So, one of my subscribers, the affluent one, who's been a long time subscriber, shout out to you, and he sent a comment on one of my last videos with a link to an article. He asked if I read it, and he wanted to know if it would change my views if I have read it. Want to know what I thought about it. So the title of the article was something along the lines of the untold story of Napoleon Hill, the greatest scammer, self-help scammer of all time. Now, one more time, let me shout out the affluent one, because you've been riding with me, you're a long-time subscriber. So I don't want you to think I'm throwing any hatred or bashing towards you. I just want to speak on the article itself and how I feel about it. Alright, so basically, for those who don't know, Napoleon Hill, by the way, I'm sure everybody knows by now if you subscribe to me, but just in case you don't, Napoleon Hill is the author of Think and Grow Rich. And basically any self-help book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, The Secret, any modern day self-help book got their source from Think and Grow Rich. So Napoleon Hill is like the godfather of all this law of attraction stuff that you know today, and basically almost any motivational speaker references Napoleon Hill's book Think and Grow Rich at some point. Okay, so the article goes on to basically tell stuff about Napoleon Hill, the author, that we've never been exposed to, because obviously we've only been exposed to the good things about Napoleon Hill up until now. So this author actually wrote like an extremely long article about Napoleon Hill and his background, and how he was so unperfect, and how he's had 5 wives and so much stuff, man. I didn't even read the entire article because it was just so long. It was like a book. It wasn't even an article. Okay, I gotta admit, I didn't read the entire thing word for word because it was just too much. But first of all, the one thing that I noticed that the author was saying that was ridiculous to me was he was saying that the thought, I can't remember the exact quote, but it was basically saying that he didn't believe that thoughts become things. He didn't think that, he thought that was bullcrap. Basically that you can just think your way into a better state, because, and saying that thoughts are things, thoughts will become real, that's just bullcrap basically. And what's ironic to me is the author, as he's writing this big long novel about another guy, he doesn't even realize that his thoughts were becoming things right before his eyes. Because when was the last time that you actually wrote down or typed anything that you didn't have to think about before you wrote it or typed it? So he just made his thoughts real. As he was trying to bash it, he was doing it himself. Because before you can write a book, before that book can become real, you got to think about what you're gonna put in it, right? So he was literally making his thoughts become things, and he didn't even know it. His thought became a thing, because that article couldn't have been an article before he thought about it. So everything is created twice. I think we should all know that by now. I spoke on it before. Okay. So does the article change my perception, to answer the affluent one? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And let me tell you why. Because he said a ton of things about Napoleon Hill that were not good. So why didn't it change my mind? Well, first of all, I don't care about Napoleon Hill's background and who he was, or none of that. You could say he was a scammer, you could say he came up with the whole thing just to get some money off of people, but the bottom line is this: the principles are fact, whether it's true or not. I mean, whether he thought it was true or not, it's just the fact. Because ever since I've read that book, I've watched my own life improve ever since, because I've been applying the principles. Then for the guy himself to do it, for him to be able to write this book and basically make his way from poverty and become a millionaire and become a partner with W. Clement Stone and all these other wealthy people, and he came from nothing. that showed you itself that the stuff is real. Whether you like Napoleon Hill or not, or whether you think Napoleon Hill was an angel or not, what Napoleon Hill did with his personal life has absolutely nothing to do with me. I'm just going off the principles. Y'all remember way back when I told y'all in a video, I don't remember the title exactly what the video was, but I was basically talking about how you need to focus on the right thing. Focus on what the person is giving you. Don't worry about nothing else, because it doesn't matter. Like, don't focus on the irrelevant stuff. You know what I mean? Stop worrying. Like, what Napoleon Hill does and who he was as a person, I don't care if he was a slave plantation owner and hated black folks. That ain't got nothing to do with what the principles that I'm learning from him is teaching me. You know what I mean? As long as I'm using the information that I'm getting from him, that's all that matters to me. I could care less about Napoleon Hill himself. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But I gotta take the information that I'm getting from his work and use it and make that and apply it to my life. And if it's better in my situation, then I'm gonna use it. I don't care who gave me the information. So my moral of the story is this. Same thing I told y'all before. Focus on the right stuff. Don't get distracted by the bullcrap, okay? Because the guy that wrote that article, and the thing got so many hundreds of thousands of reads, and he just posted the article in December. And it's ridiculous, but you know, negativity always spreads faster. And that's why the masses are mediocre. So you want to be the one, you want to be the different one, okay? You want to be the one that can turn the other cheek to all those hundreds of thousands of people who care that much about bashing another guy or care that much about exposing something. You know what I mean? I use that title a lot in a lot of my videos. I use that word a lot in a lot of my titles of my videos, because I know that people can't stand but to click on something when somebody says expose, and people love the negativity. You know what I mean? So, but you got to be able to be above that and still understand that, you know what? Yeah, you can say what you want to say, but at the end of the day, if you found something that works for you, and you stick with it. You can't let people just change your mind over small stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff. You know what I mean? Just because they come out with an article today about Jay-Z and say, oh, well, Jay-Z, he did this and this and that. Okay, well, that might be Jay-Z, and I don't have to like Jay-Z, but his business principles, I'll follow those. You know what I mean? That's all you need to worry about is the information that you're using, and focus on that. What the person that's given to you has nothing to do with. Same thing with Donald Trump. I learned a lot of business tips from Donald Trump. Do I have to like him? No. Okay, y'all just focus on what's important. Okay, you don't have to like me, but if you trying to learn how to start a cleaning business, or you trying to run a cleaning franchise, then it's probably a smart thing to listen to me. You know what I mean? Because I've been successful in that line of business. That's just common sense stuff. You know, I'm sure I got plenty of subscribers that don't really care for me, that won't comment. They've been watching me for years, but they'll listen to what I got to say because they understand, hey, this guy got some information. It's useful to me, so I'm gonna listen to that, and then I'm gonna hurry up and turn them off because I hate the way he sound. You know what I mean? Or I hate the way he look, or whatever the case may be. But bottom line is this. I ain't gonna beat it up too long. Bottom line is this. No, my opinions and my perceptions have not changed since I read that article, and yours shouldn't have either. If you really believe that thoughts become things and you've seen that manifest in your life. That's really the truth of the matter is. But if you want to roll with that, that's your personal choice. I have nothing to do with your personal choice. I won't judge you for your personal choice. I'm just telling you, when it comes to me, I won't be changing my mind because I done seen this thing work in my life. All the principles that Napoleon Hill has taught in his books in my life. So why would I change it? And you got to think, look at all the successful people who the first thing they do is credit Think and Grow Rich. Like, who cares who Napoleon Hill was when it's proven? It's just proven. Every rich person you ever hear them speak about it, every successful person you hear them speak, and they're referencing some type of Napoleon Hill principle, okay? So remember that. Focus on what's important. Thank y'all for listening this morning. Thank you, the Affluent One, for sending that material. And AJ Simmons here. Make sure y'all check out my social media at ajsimmonsonline.com. At AJ Simmons Online. And check out www.ajsimmonsonline.com. And I appreciate you guys for listening every morning. Thank y'all.